What is going on, guys? And today we're going to be going over two trade recaps. I didn't go over the trade recap that I had yesterday, and that was just because yesterday got pretty hectic. I got up to a lot of things, and I just didn't find the time to get it done and didn't find the time to do it. So we're going to do two trade recaps in one video. We've taken two trades this week so far. It's only Tuesday, so we've only taken two trades. Yesterday was a losing trade, and today was a break-even partial day. I hit take profit one, and then I took partials once I started noticing price was going to reject off of this area, like you'll see in the video. So from there, basically, I took partials, and then price took us out at break-even. So it was pretty much a break-even day. So far on the account, we're still pretty much at break even. We're just basically at break even still on our 50K funded account. Anyways, I'm just gonna get into the analysis of this video, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. So yesterday there was a few mistakes I made, and definitely learning from those mistakes that I made. But anyways, we'll go over this. So yesterday I see that we had this daily fair value gap that we were in. We did just sweep liquidity, but I thought, hey, since we came down to this fair value gap, maybe we have the continuation to keep going higher to potentially this high up here. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because if you guys understand the, bullish order flow, it goes from external to external range liquidity. So we just took a range of external range, and now we're going to go to the internal range, which will be this fair value gap, to then push higher to maybe take out the next external range liquidity. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is where I messed up. I didn't even think about this fair value gap here on the 1 hour, the bearish fair value gap here. I didn't even think and put that into consideration. So that's probably the range that screwed me up and made me take the loss this day. But my analysis is that we were in this 1 hour fair value gap that we just tapped into, and we are reacting off of this fair value gap. So I was thinking price has the ability to go a bit higher, to maybe come up to this order block range, or even just up to this hourly small fair value gap, to then we could continue pushing lower for the overall long-term bias. So seeing that, I came to the 15-minute time frame, and I wanted to see price come down to one of these areas. Now, I had this little 15-minute order block area drawn up. This candle's not very big, but I still decided to base my trade off of that because I really don't know why. And basically what I wanted to see is price come down to that range, and then we could look to take a trade to the upside. So once I seen that we did come down to that range at the 7 o'clock mark, so we came down, tapped into it, and then respected it, I thought, hey, we could look for a trade opportunity. So once I saw that price closed above this range on the 5-minute, I took the trade on the 5-minute order block here, and we got tapped in pretty much right away. And then price almost takes us out, pushes higher, almost takes us out, consolidates a lot, and then swept down to take us completely out. So my opinion, I think we did react off of the fair value gap on the 1 hour there to push lower to take out this low here. And honestly, without even putting that in consideration, even we had this 15-minute fair value gap, which is what we respected. This was a definite mistake on my end, and from learning from this trade, I need to observe and be more cautious with my analysis when I'm doing my daily analysis and my intraday analysis coming into the session. If I would have seen that, the likelihood of me trading this day would have been lower, and I also probably would have de-risked on this instead of going full risk on it. But anyways, that's just how the markets are, and that's how we learn. So that's trade number one. That was from Monday, and let's jump into today's trade. So coming into today's trade, we had a similar setup. We came down and tapped into this hourly order block area here. We swept out this external range liquidity here, and we were respecting this fair value gap. We never made a full closure in this. So my opinion, I was thinking, well, if we just took out this range of liquidity and we tapped into this order block, we have likelihood of going up. But if price is in a longer term downtrend, then we aren't going to try and take the trade all the way to the top here. We'll just maybe take it to an internal range liquidity zone, like an imbalance or an order block, to then continued the trend to the downside. So coming into this session, this is where I learned, I observed this hourly fair value gap, and that was one of my big targets. So what I was thinking is price was going to come up to this hourly fair value gap, and then we're going to probably continue lower to keep the trend going as we just swept higher time frame liquidity. So coming on the 15-minute time frame, this is where we were at before the trading hour. I wanted to see price maybe come a little bit lower, and then we can push higher. I actually did draw this up in the Discord here. Where is it? So I saw this on the 1 minute time frame, which I'll bring that up. And what I said was I want price to come down here, and then we can make a trade to that fair value gap. So diving down to the 1 minute time frame here. This is the 1 minute fair value gap that I want to see price come down to. Now, price did end up coming down to that, respecting it, and then it started consolidating around this area. So what I did was I was sitting on the 1 minute time frame waiting for that break of structure where we could enter off a fair value gap. So I just stayed here and continued. And once I seen this push up, we nearly broke above here. So I see this, I wanted to enter off of this fair value gap here. But price obviously just kept going higher and didn't come back down to our entry point. So I went up to the 5 minute time frame and saw that we pushed above here, left behind this order block, and that's where I took my trade off of. So I entered in on the order block. We actually got in right away. Price just started consolidating in the range, and then we pushed up to this hourly fair value gap, which is exactly where I wanted price to go. So once I got up here, I did take partials because I did expect price to potentially, if we were, like I said, in that longer term downtrend, I did expect price to reverse off of this fair value gap. I was aiming up for this 5 minute fair value gap here, which is also our 1 to 2. And that being said, obviously it was a good reason. It was a good decision that I did take partials and moved my stop to break even, because we did have that reversal coming after tapping that 1 hour fair value gap, which resulted in taking us out at break even. So overall, today was a pretty good trade. I did call it out, and it was exactly what I wanted to see. Everything played out ideally. Like I said, I did have that caution. I did think, hey, we could have that big potential of reversing off that hourly fair value gap, which we did. And I wrote that up in the Discord here as well. We could have a reversal as we tapped into the 1 hour fair value gap. That's why I'm risk-free. And our 2RR reaches a bit above that fair value gap into the extreme 15-minute fair value gap, which is my final target. I do not think we'll push up to that target, but there is always a possibility because of that reason. And that being said, because of that uncertainty, that's why I took my partials. But anyways, I'm pretty happy with how the trade did turn out today. It was a waiting game today just because of the consolidation we had, and then the big push and then more consolidation. I sat around for quite some time, which, I mean, not too big of a deal. It's all a part of the markets, and I will not complain about this whatsoever. So that being said, those are the 2 trades that we took this week so far. So we are currently at, if you count this as a win, currently at 3 wins and 1 loss coming back into the New York session. So that is awesome. I'm really happy with that. Definitely going back and doing some more back testing on the 5 minute entry model that I just entered on today and yesterday, and do more monthly like I did in my last video. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. I go through an entire month. I go through the entire month of April of back testing. And if you guys want to use that strategy, go ahead and back test it yourself. But yeah, anyways, that is all. If you guys like these videos, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. I'll be posting my trade recaps every day, as often as I possibly can. And I'll see you guys in the next video.